Hello everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is the Inspiration Show. This is one of the live versions of the Inspiration Show, so I'm really happy to be bringing that to you this evening. I have a very special guest this evening. It is the wonderful Liana Chaouli. How are you, Liana?
I'm good, thank you.
Now,
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy to have you here. Liana and I are actually really good friends. And what we're going to be talking about tonight is the correlation between the way we dress, the way we feel, our confidence, and the way that we carry ourselves and the way that people read us. So it's going to be an awesome show. So, Liana, you have such an amazing background and story, how you got into this line of work. So can you share that story with us first?
Yeah, the breakthrough story is the story that I was a simultaneous translator for the city of Hamburg, and one of my duties was to take women shopping to the theater, and I had the honorable obligation to take the wife of a very high prestigious person shopping because her suitcase didn't get there. And she was very rounded, and she was about 5 feet and heavy, like 180 pounds. And we walked into the store, and she was Middle Eastern, PhDs, 6 children, very intelligent, Chanel purse in her hand, lots of cash. And the saleswoman turns to her and says, "We don't make that in your size." And I watched this amazing woman who was so bright and bold and loud turn into a puddle of nothing within 2 seconds. And in that moment, I said, okay, whatever that was, that is not happening on my watch. Because I saw that there was a lack of self-knowing, of knowing this masterpiece that you live in, and being able to translate that to someone else and say, this works, this doesn't work, this is the right color for me, though I don't need pockets on my boobs. So it was in that moment that I made a commitment to myself and to the universe that I was going to change that. Yeah. And here we are.
Now, the other part of that story, because the thing is, you know, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Now, there was a reason that you were with that woman at that time in that store, because apparently you have always been predisposed to this type of work anyway. So tell us a little bit about, you know, the time that your mother stood up at that event that you were at.
Yeah, I was already way into my career in 1995, and my mom came to an event that I was speaking at because she'd never heard me speak in public. So I'm at the Image Consultants Convention, I'm the keynote, and I didn't realize that my mother was in the back of the room. And at the end of the event, I said, please ask your questions. And somebody gets up in the room and says, well, I don't have a question, but I have a comment. And I listen to the voice, and I know it's my mother. And I shudder. In front of 150 women. I said, what is she going to say? And she says, the story I want to share with you is the story of a little girl who was my little girl at 2.5. I was very, very sick in bed, and my 2.5-year-old would go into my closet and pull on the hanger until the hanger broke, put all the outfits on my bed, come pull the covers off my face and say, Mommy, when you get dressed and you feel beautiful, you're going to feel so great, and we're going to go out and we're going to have fun. And then she says, and I was so sick that I couldn't get out of bed and listen to my little girl. And that little girl who dressed me is the woman who's standing in front of you today and shared her wisdom. And I know because I was her first client. So when people say to me, you know, what do you do as an image therapist? I say, I dress your spirit and then I dress your body. Because when your spirit can tap into, I'm beautiful, I'm a masterpiece, I can do this with learning, you know, I can empower myself with the learning of how to dress this body. That's when you really key into some strength. And so my goal is to provide strength with every garment.
I know, and you do an amazing job, and I love it how you call it an image therapist, because it's not that you're dressing a person, you are dressing a soul, but the vehicle in which we walk around in, you know, there are certain ways that we can dress this masterpiece that really enhance not just our body, but so that we walk into a room before our clothes do. So,
yeah.
So give us some hints about how, you know, things that we can follow, that, you know, that we can follow that philosophy.
Yeah. So this quote that you just talked about, if the outfit shows up before you do, put it back. Or people are not to remember your clothes, they're to remember you. So when something shows up before you do, people will go, oh, the woman in the red suit, or with that loud print. You remember the one with the loud print? And my goal is for them to remember this. So if the outfit walks in before you do, you've lost them. So one of the great ways to really adhere to that and understand what it means is you put the outfit on, or you hold it up in front of you, you walk 6 feet away from a long mirror, full length, you close your eyes, you relax, and you take a deep breath, and you feel the insides of your eyelids, which means you're in your body. As soon as you open your eyes, when you look in the mirror, if the outfit is the first thing you see, then put it back until you learn a lot more. But the truth is that if the color's too bright, it's louder than your personality. Or if the print is too big and it's bigger than the print in your face, meaning than your eyes, if you have a delicate face, you should be wearing delicate prints. Queen Latifah can wear large prints because she's big. But for you, in the beginning, if you just do that exercise and just do it with the stuff in your closet, you don't even have to go to a store, because I'm sure that a lot of the people who are listening have a lot of things that are in there that shouldn't be in there. But you know me.
And
take a look.
One of my favorite, because, you know, after spending some time with you, I had to really reassess what I had in my wardrobe and how I wore them. And especially with, you know, something like the color black. Now I need you for you to share your wisdom on the color black, because for many women we wear black because it's slimming. We think it's smart. What are your you know, opinions on that?
So we think it's slimming. So let's just bracket that, because it's not really slimming. So we are all beings of color, and you contain a lot more color than I do, Natalie. So you have a lot of green in your eyes, pink in your skin, peach, coral in your lips. So most people are beings of true color, whether we're neutral, meaning like me, browns and tans and golds, or whether we're beings like you, blue eyes, green eyes, pink skin, peach skin. And black is the absence of color. Black shuts down the heart, and when we choose to wear black, even though there is no black in our coloring, so that means people who have black hair, even for them who have black in their natural palette, I say don't wear it. Don't wear it next to your heart, because it harnesses the love that you could give, and it keeps people away from you in a certain way. The other thing is that trying to find your black is not such a difficult task. So there's true black, which is black. Then there's your personal black. So you take a color that you can wear. For you, it's green. You take olive green, and you take it down to its darkest level, and that becomes one of your blacks. If your hair color is brown, then chocolate brown or espresso is one of your blacks. If you have blue eyes with a navy ring around the iris, then navy is one of your blacks. And if you want to do this exercise at home, get in front of a mirror, put a black jacket over here, and put an olive green jacket on the other shoulder, and watch which one is kinder to your skin. But you and I have done that exercise many times.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Now, the other thing I wanted to address it, because, you know, a lot of the women that we have in our community around the, you know, 50-year mark, you know, how do we dress classy, or how do we dress, you know, for our age?
So that's a really, really great question, because you know, in the book that I'm launching next week, You Are a Masterpiece, it talks about how we are all so diverse, which means I can't put you and me into a box. We take 15 of us who are over 50 or just about turning 50 and over, and we all have a different essence. You know, we will take somebody like Betsy Johnson, the crazy designer, whom we most probably all know. Until she's 95 or 100, she will be just as whimsical and just as loony and crazy as she is. And that's her style. It doesn't have that much to do with her age. But if you take somebody like Elizabeth Taylor, we can't dress her like Betsy Johnson. So a huge part of image therapy is the understanding that there's layers to you. There's your body type, there's your coloring, there's the sound of your voice. So if I had a little voice like this and I was 55, I would still seem a lot younger and crazier, and, you know? So your voice is a big part. So understanding who you are innately, your essence. So when I was 4 years old, my mother says, Liana, you used to eat ice cream and you were all dirty and you would just sit there. And that's what you do. You just sit there until somebody came and cleaned you off. You sit there for like an hour. See, when you look at children, you can innately see who they are. Like I look at you, Natalie, and I see that you have this great sense of whimsy and this great sense of fun. That has to stay intact even if you go to court, even if you go into a corporation, even if you go speak at the White House. So be authentic to you, first and foremost to you, and then respectful of the situation that you're going into. So dressing classy is classy for you. What's classy for you? You know, and that takes a lot of learning. Make sure that you fit your body well. The most important part of dressing classy is that something fits your curve. I don't care if you're a size 2 or a size 22. If the outfit doesn't fit you properly, if the armhole doesn't sit in the right place, if the neckline doesn't have the right opening, so meaning one head length down from where your head is and your chin, drop it. If the skirt is too long and it ends up in the middle of your calf and makes your legs look wider, then take the dress up a little bit. You know, the part that's refined, that we consider as elegant and classy and graceful, is the part that's really showing the curves without looking like a sausage casing. Being comfortable without being too big. So when I look at the closets that I see in my clients that come in, most people don't even know their exact size. Most people don't buy the right size. So that in itself is a huge understanding and learning.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes such a big difference. I mean, I just had to clear out my wardrobe because, as you know, I have been losing weight and nothing was fitting me anymore. So, but for me to be able to create a vacuum and space for new clothes to come in, I had to get rid of all the ones that were no longer fitting me. So very happy to report I'm down to a size 6 now. It's like, yay. So we're talking about, like, you know, is there like 1 or 2 tips or something that you can share with us that really are tips that we can use to dress for confidence? You know, what's something that we can do to really step confidently into what we're wearing?
Yeah, so dressing for confidence, or finding your own style, or dressing as per who you are. That's what image therapy is. So it's your image, and then it's the therapy part, because this is really your second skin. And dressing is an embodied action. It's not just finding your style. It's, you know, when you slip your hand into like a cashmere sweater and you pull it over your body, and the way that feels, or you slide your foot into a pair of pants, they're silk. So that part of it is the part that most people forget. It's about feeling, and then it's about looking. Because when you feel good and you are sensual with your clothes, there's something else that happens in our face. Because when we show up and we feel good, and like you're the woman who knows that you're wearing a hot pink bra under there, and that rests in the back of your brain, what that really does is like, yeah, I am hot, you know? And that is priceless. That can translate into your face. So I always say, the things that no one can see, we can see. So when I know that I'm wearing a bra that has been held together with a safety pin, it's in there somewhere. So really look at what makes you feel comfortable. Look at, if you don't like wearing pantyhose, don't wear them. You know, make sure that your legs are shaved and you have beautiful lotion on them, and make sure that you feel good in the body that you have. So that dressing begins much, much earlier than in your closet. It begins the way you go to bed, what you tell yourself. That's why image therapy is the process of really accepting what you are. So the allowing and the understanding of, okay, well, I am whatever, 14, 15, 16, 12, 2. This is my masterpiece that my spirit gets to live in. And the more I get to see what's there, not look at, but really see it, I get to say, okay, these are my assets, and these are my flaws, but I'm just going to focus on my assets. Your hair, your skin. Make sure that on a daily basis you elevate what you have in yourself, and then try to reflect it in your wardrobe. Wear your eye color, wear your skin color, make sure your clothes fit well. Make sure that you rotate your clothing. You know, don't get your closet into a place. 80% of what we have in our closets we don't wear. We wear 20% of our closet 80% of the time. And then most closets are not closets, they're orphanages. They're orphanages or storage spaces, and in a lot of cases what I see, they're morgues. Nobody ever touches them. You know, you wear this much of it, and then the rest of it you're scared to put on. But the thing is, be friends, you know? Start going into your closets and playing with it. That's what we did when we were little girls, and we had so much fun. So have fun.
Yeah, no, I love that. And, you know, and that's the thing, too. Sometimes, I mean, I'm really lucky. Now I have, like, this walk-in room. Like, I don't know, when my next partner that comes along, he's going to have to use the wardrobe in the other room because I am spread out in this thing. And being able to see and have it, you know, everything organized is great as well, you know.
The seeing it, you know, the being able to witness what's in your closet. And then there's one really great trick. So when you have a lot of clothes, the thing that you wore today, you take the hanger, you turn it around, and you hang it backwards. And not only do you hang it backwards right in front of your face, but you put it somewhere at the back of the closet so that you're rotating. And then give yourself an hour. I teach all my students an hour every weekend. Go play in your closet. Come up with new outfits. Download new applications that can help you have a style sanctuary inside your phone so you can take pictures of stuff and build new outfits. And hopefully come over and read the book. I want to give it away, so everyone should be having it. You know,
so tell me about the book, because I'm very excited about this. And what's it all about?
So it's all about, you know, people used to say to me, Liana, you have to write a how-to book. And I said, no, the first book that I'm going to write that is going to be interactive is going to be stories of my clients. Because the transformation that happens with this work, with image therapy, is sometimes mind-blowing to me. You know, I have people who come to a salon, which is a free event, and then they write me letters and go, I cleaned out my whole closet. You have no idea. This was so amazing. You know, and I look at the empowerment that you get from just a little bit of knowledge. So it's all these stories where you can learn from, you can be interactive, there's video attached to it, and I just want to give it away to everybody. I don't want anyone to have to pay for it. So when it launches next week, I just want everyone to go download it on their iPad.
Great. So where can we send them to do that?
Liana's Gifts, so LianasGifts.com.
Excellent.
Or just call me. I love talking on the phone, and I'm so accessible. 310-289-9283 at Image Therapists International.
Wonderful. Liana, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an amazing show, as I knew it would be. Congratulations on the book and getting that information out there. And for any person out there, any woman who has been challenged with, you know, and I know what I was like. I used to wear the same thing all the time. But when you know, like, just the basic things, like some of these things are really simple. And when you remember these, it's amazing what it does for our self-esteem and for our confidence when we dress really well. So thanks again, Liana, for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now, guys, I encourage you to share this video. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. Download the app if you haven't done so already, because you can start watching the shows on the go. You don't necessarily have to be in front of your computer these days. And make sure that you leave your email in the box on this page, because I would love to send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It's actually valued at $87, and I would love to send it to you for free. And don't forget, if you press on the banner to the side there, you will go straight to Liana's site, where you can download that amazing book. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.